Well, hello again, everybody, and welcome back to Friday Roll Call. And for those of you that tune in every Friday, I apologize for being slightly behind the power curve. And for those of you that are brand new here, welcome. This is the forum where we dig deeper into the concepts and principles that our team has introduced to you by way of our keynotes, breakout sessions, workshops, and the Top Gun Teamwork Program. And if you and I have not yet met, welcome. My name is Robert Teschner. Call sign is Cujo. I'm the founder and CEO here at VMAX Group. And today we're going to talk about the way that we go about hiring to fill needs to build teams that win in a world where it seems like it's increasingly what's in it for me, in a world where there's an absence of integrity, in a world where it's just hard to build teams that win. And origin story to this is a conversation that I've been having in the Top Gun Teamwork Program about, in essence, integrity. I think it all comes to from a conversation that we've been having about root cause analysis. And one of the things we teach here at VMAX Group is that a human being is never the root cause of an issue. And this is a, I'd say, semi-controversial statement. Those who are firmly in the root cause analysis world know where I'm coming from, but sometimes people say, no, I mean, human error, it's going to happen. People are going to make mistakes. The concept at play that we're teaching is that we have to mitigate the potential for human error, and we've got to have systems in place to assist us with not losing because of a human's mistake. All right, so that's the big principle here. And yet, in the conversations that I've been having, there's been a repeat emphasis on, nope, we've got systems in place. We've got actually everything mitigated. The human's just choosing not to follow the system, which has nothing to do with human error, which is all about having the wrong person on the team. So here's where it's tough, all right? We live in a world where we've got positions to fill. It's hard to find people. We have interviews. Folks say the right things. We've got the position that still needs to be filled. May not be the ideal fit, but we figure, okay, we're going to coach them up. We're going to teach them, train them. They're gonna step into this thing. They're going to step up to the position, and it's all going to be good. And then it doesn't work out. And then because it doesn't work out, we're frustrated. Teammates are frustrated. What I've noticed is general trend item is when somebody's not doing their part, when somebody is not fulfilling their obligation to the team performance as a whole goes down because the person who's not doing what they're supposed to is dragging us all down with them. And it just leads to a funky dynamic that needs to be gotten rid of. And I don't know why it is that we feel obligated to carry along folks that really shouldn't be here, shouldn't have never been here from the very get-go. We tried, they're not working. Why? Why can't we just say, it's been good, see ya? And I guess some of us feel bad. I guess we realize there's another, oh no, I've got to go through the whole churn again of finding and interviewing. And so maybe we just allow our status quo to drop, our performance to be a little bit less in the interest of not rocking the boat too much. And I understand. But I do think it's important that the next time that we go through this hiring process, we change it up a little bit. And there's four things, maybe we'll call them the four P's of hiring, that we want to consider the next time around in order to try to build a better team that wins. And it starts with making sure that before we do anything else, we agree on having a shared purpose. And common purpose is a really big deal. If you remember the definition of a team that we taught you, it's not ours. We pulled it from John Katzenbach, Doug Smith, their outstanding book, The Wisdom of Teams. And they talk about a small group of people with different skills who share commitment, first of all, to a common purpose, and then to performance goals. So this common purpose thing is really, really important. And what I'll find is that if we enter into the team dynamic with a different sense of what our purpose is, the team falters. We can't be our very best. Similarly, if we all buy into, hey, this is our purpose, and our purpose, which drives meaning and impact, tells us why we care, is so compelling, then we're actually going to give our all to achieve mission success. And that's a really important thing. And so having a discussion about purpose, talking about the orientation that purpose has in driving our behaviors, in causing us to bring our A game every day, that's a really big deal. Second P that we want to take a look at is past performance. There should be some indicator, and it's not It's not the new hire's role to give us an indication about their past performance. That requires some investigative research, us going back in time to figure out what are other people saying about this individual. And that legwork is really, really important because oftentimes there's a disconnect between what the individual says about their past performance and what people that they worked with say about their past performance. That's a very important next step for sure. But more important, maybe even than past performance, because people could have stumbled in the past and have evolved since then and learned some new things and gotten rid of some baggage and have new whatever. Right now is the ability to solve problems. And what I tell you is, if you've got people that can't solve their own problems, you have a problem brewing. If you've got a team of a bunch of people that are coming to you to solve all their problems, all that they can do is come to you and say, "Well, I don't know what to do about this. Not quite sure about what to do with that." You're not a team. You're a babysitter. That's not going to be the way to lead into success. And I think a great place to identify whether or not people have problem solving skills is in the interview process and to present them with problems and to see how they resolve them. See what their natural inclinations are. See what it is that they're disposed to doing in these situations. That's a really good thing. It requires us to kind of preview the kinds of problems that our teammates might be exposed to as a member of this team and coming up with scenarios to assess and challenge them with to figure out if they're going to be the right person. And the fourth piece of this is on the back end of the hiring decision. It's all about production. There's got to be standards that we have in place that say this is what's expected of you. This is the way that we're going to stair step you in to becoming a full-fledged member of this team. This is when you become fully qualified in the team, and these are the things that you need to do in order to get there. And then we've got to measure against that on a regular basis, which is a difficult thing if you're a startup. It's a difficult thing if you're going from a party of one to a party of three. And yet it's an important thing. It's an important thing for us to all have in place because the new hire needs to know what they need to meet or exceed in order to be successful. We also have to have some idea of what it is that we expect. And those things have got to be congruent in order for both of us, both sides of this relationship to work well. And when they're not, it makes for really frustrating times. And ultimately, if there's an absence of expectations, there's probably a deficiency in leadership. And I say this fully empathetic. I mean, I live in this world myself. I wrestle with these challenges constantly. It's always a perplexing situation, and I'm often the root cause of why it is that things aren't the best. All right. So I completely empathize. I can't even say it any longer. I'm with you. Yeah, but the point is that in a world like this, what we can't afford to do is to let a problem fester. Because when that problem festers, then everybody is drugged down. So the hard part for us is to make the tough call. It's easier when somebody self-identifies off the team. It's harder when we have to help with that process. But fewer people who share commitment to the same common purpose, who have some past performance that suggests that they're going to be good, but have problem solving skills and demonstrate it by performing, is going to be a much better situation than a few of those people and one or two of the opposite kind who are dragging us all down with. That just doesn't work. It's not a team. By the definition of a team, it's not one. And absent a full team, what we're dealing with are working groups that pump out task work, and it's not the place where we're going to thrive. And so what do we do with this? Maybe we do two things going into this weekend. Number one, we assess what is the status quo around here. Is somebody bringing us down? Do we need to make some firing decisions? And that's a good thing. And then on the flip side, when we do hire, where are we looking? Where are we looking for the talent that we need? What scenarios are we going to put them through to figure out their problem solving skills? And then what are the expectations we're going to measure them against so that they have the opportunity to meet or exceed them and demonstrate performance as they move forward? That's all going to be really, really important in helping us to build the kinds of teams that we need in today's world, in a world where, I mean, frankly, a lot of the workforce is, hey, what's in this thing for me? I'm all about me. I'm into self-gratification. I'm into self-needs fulfillment. I'm always looking for the thing that's best for me. It's tough to build a team with a bunch of people like that. We got to work at it, though. Final point that I'll offer you. I was watching an interview with Mr. Beast the other day. And yes, I'm aware of and actually kind of impressed by Mr. Beast. My kids turned me on to him. Okay. If you're not aware of who he is, like I wasn't until recently, YouTube guy puts out a lot of YouTube content worth $1 billion, has a bunch of amazing things, has a bunch of different companies, works himself into the ground. And he was asked in this interview, and I can't remember who was interviewing him. He was asked in this interview, how hard is it for you to find people that share your passion and have the same kind of work ethic that you do? And he said it's not. I mean, this is a guy that like lives in his production facility and works nonstop, countless. He's traveling. He's never ending. He has no time to himself. He's always pushing, always pushing, always pushing. It's kind of what I admire about him. When confronted with how do you find people like this, he said, "I do," and he's got a team of hundreds of them. All right. So maybe we look wherever it is that Mr. Beast is hiring from in order to help populate our teams. But just know there's hope. All right. And with that, know as well that we're pulling for you always here at Team VMAX Group, every single one of us. And I do look forward to being with you again next Friday.